Welcome back to a new video. So in this workout, I did heavy snatch, clean jerk, front squat, pulls, really everything, and it all went really well. For snatches, I was able to get up to 125, and I did a snatch plus overhead squat, which probably ties the most I've done from the floor with that complex. Then when I did the 135 overhead squat, I did a block snatch and then did the overhead squat. But from the floor, I feel like 125. I don't remember any time where I've done more weight from the floor and then did an overhead squat. So I'm certainly around there. A good indicator of, just being strong, I suppose. But clean jerks also went well. I was able to get up to 156, which is the most I've done, I believe, since I injured my hip way back at the beginning of the summer. So I'm certainly, with both those numbers in the same training session, like I'm back fully. Obviously, I've talked about that for a couple of weeks now, but like certainly putting that all together is certainly a good indicator. I did miss 125 the first time, which I overpulled it a little bit. I forgot that I had missed the first one, but did it on the second one, and then like I said, did the 156 clean jerk. If you noticed in the previous video, I missed the 170 front squat, and I was a little bit tired the previous day, which is why I went light in the other lifts, because that day was potentially going to be the heavy day. But I adjusted it just to be light in the weightlifting movements, and then just kind of tried that 170 front squat. It was too big of a jump from the 143 I did before that, but it is what it is. But today I was able to do the 170, which I took smarter jumps to. I think I went 70, 120, 152, then 170, which is still big jumps, but they aren't as big, going from the 9 kilos difference from the 143 to 152 made the 170 just a little bit easier. And then deadlifts or pulls, I did just a couple, I guess 3. I went 120, 202, and then whatever 605 pounds is, I think it's like 273 or something. But really productive with that. As far as what you'll see in the training, so I have one more week of just kind of the training that I've talked about in that community post and just kind of like normal stuff. But then after that will be the beginning of kind of like a 5-week block, because the competition date is November 4th. I haven't officially signed up for it, because when I do sign up, I have to wait a couple days. I think by the time this video is posted, I may have signed up, but I'm waiting because I want to do the USAW membership, but I don't want to do it for the full year. Last time that I did sign up, they had introduced where you can sign up for a month if you're just doing one competition, and honestly that's perfect for me because I don't compete very frequently. So I want to sign up for that, and then sign up for that meet, and make sure that everything's going well, at least in that first week of training of that 5-week block, to make sure that the trajectory is where I'm going to be able to start pushing good numbers, or at least have the potential in that meet to do good numbers. If I feel like I'm not really going to be there, like if training starts to go really poor, then I could always just not do that competition and just do something where I'm training at the gym and just do a heavy session there. But I'll probably end up doing it. It's not 100% confirmed, but I'm planning that 5-week block to go to that date, so it's I'm gonna be peaked, I suppose, whether I do that competition or not. But with that 5-week block, I'll talk about it really briefly, and I suppose I can talk about it in other videos as well, since I'm running out of time. There's gonna be some blank space. It's a 5-week block. It has 3 weeks of kind of pushing up the volume, and then that kind of accumulates with a peak in that 3 weeks from the beginning of October. And then it's the 4th week is kind of still high intensity, but dropping off the volume a ton. And then that 5th week is the competition week. So just kind of doing some stuff, but nothing that's going to be too crazy. But these first couple weeks, I'm still trying to do some volume, trying to do a lot of volume, actually, I should say, and trying to get stronger, trying to push, everything up like that. Obviously trying to push intensity, but also trying to push the volume that I do with the sets and drop sets. But then kind of hoping that once I get to that 3-week mark, I'm kind of push to the edge. And then once I take off all that volume that I'm doing with drop sets and, clean plus 2 front squats and 2 jerks and stuff like that, then everything will just kind of ramp up really aggressively. I'm also trying to limit my usage of the belt. I probably will use it for squats just because I want them to go well. But for for instance today, which you won't see for the workout for a little bit, but I did all my clean jerks without belts or without a belt on, because then I'll be able to add that in towards the end of training and then kind of get that extra bump with that, you know, extra tightness that I get. But that's enough rambling of that. I'm sure I'll talk about it more in other videos. Potentially might even do a mic'd up video later this week if I have a session that fits with it, and then I can kind of dive, you know, super in depth with that. But currently I have it all written out, and obviously, I mean, I did the first day of it and I've already, you know, went to do different numbers and stuff, so it will change, but the general workouts are kind of planned, and the trajectory of that time frame is relatively planned, and obviously things will change day to day. But anywho, that's enough blank space at the end, to quote a Taylor Swift song. But yeah, that's it for now. Talk to y'all later. Peace.